Hello fellas, welcome back to another video. And this video is actually a continuation of a previous video of a building guide. Because as you guys already know, I am very obsessed with building bases in Project Zomboid. At this point, I actually have multiple videos and it's the most present topic on my channel. So to follow up of the tradition, I actually wanted to present you with my top 5 picks of the best bases in Project Zomboid. Now these bases are actually bases that are unknown, so you wouldn't see bases that are largely present in videos. These bases are actually the ones that I tried or I believe would be a very cool idea to play single player or multiplayer. As a disclaimer, this video should only be made for fun purposes and for information purposes. Also, I do apologize, I am feeling a bit under the weather, so please do pardon my voice. So, starting the list off first, of course, we have the factory storage in Rosewood. Now, I actually personally use this base, and I have a base set up here for one of my single player playthroughs that I've showed off on my channel before. And I really like this base. As you can see here, it is loaded with lots of crates and boxes to really get you started with building materials. As well, it has a nice garage to fit all of your cars and any other base needs. I'm pretty sure you can even farm here, but that's not the main point. Upstairs, it's also nice and cozy. It has a small little area that I turned into a bedroom, and it could be also turned into a nice little kitchen. It also has a spot upstairs with roof access, and this one personally I would use for water storage and maybe even farming purposes. I really like this place. It's very nice and cozy. So next up, downstairs, sick parkour. Downstairs, we actually have even more furniture. As you can see, right behind the building over here, we have some washrooms, 2 of them, with water storage, some nice water to get you set up with garbage bags for setting up all of your water needs late game. Has a nice locker room for your clothes and maybe early game clothing, and has some light furniture for carpentry. So the second location is located in Dixie. It is this tiny little dinner. It has a very cool color scheme in my opinion, and the reason why I thought it would be funny to put this in this video, I actually have never built a base here before, is because it looks like the Five Nights at Freddy's pizzeria. And it's also nice, and it has broken down walls and even a broken down floor, which even amplifies the look even further. It has a gas station, some warehouses and housing nearby, and it's also pretty central on the map, making it a very cool place to settle for single player or even multiplayer. However, that's not actually the entire reason why I think this base would be really cool to live in. So as you see, this just looks like a normal dinner, if I can actually get through the doors. Inside, it has lots of different furniture. It has a nice little kitchen area, and a lot of zombies in this area, so actually have fun clearing all of that before you can actually start building here. Then, as you can see, a nice little kitchen area to get you started with all your needs, such as for freezers, cooking, and even decorations like the soda machine. Next up is this little storage area with more cooking supplies. As well, it has this more storage with things like bleach and mop, and then it has a nice little outside area, but we'll get to that later. It is actually the reason why I think this base is really cool. Here we have some minor things like actually a bathroom, and then in the back I was really curious to see what it was, but it was also another bathroom. Wow, crazy surprise. So yeah, this place is actually loaded with zombies, so I had to turn on ghost mode. So actually, to get to the cool part of the base, it has a nice little compound, which I think would be very useful for single player playthroughs. And personally in here I would farm and maybe even have some rain bottle collectors. Personally, I think this is a very cool location. Moving on to the next one. So it wouldn't be fair of me to make a base building video without including the glorious Knox prison. Or instead of glorious, I should really say infamous. This place, however, does get credit because it does have a lot of loot and a lot of furniture and a great outside compound, which will make it a perfect base location for single player and really for multiplayer groups. You wouldn't really settle here in single player groups, I don't really know what I'm saying. But that is only if you can get past the crazy amounts of zombies that live here. Especially when the power shuts off and all of these prisoners eventually be let loose and roam the entire prison. It gets kind of crazy in here. However, if you are up to the challenge of defeating this monolith, then you will be rewarded with some guns, as well as a really cool base to show off to friends. Here I am using ghost mode because without ghost mode I would be absolutely mauled by all of these zombies, as I will show you in a second. So beware that when you are actually building in this prison base, you should come prepared. Here I was armed tooth and nail with an M4, an M16. It still wasn't enough to defeat all of the zombies. However, in my opinion, this base is totally worth it. But that is only if you actually can defeat the zombies and not get overrun by them, like I'm about to get overrun here. And I'm actually saying this because this base is really an achievement to settle in. It's not just a base to live in a video game. It's a great achievement. Well, not really in life, but it's a great achievement to show off to all of your friends that you actually conquered the Nox prison. And this one was more of a meme one, I agree, but moving on to the next one. So, continuing on the trend of comical bases, this time I'll be showing off this bar. This bar is very cool. It's located in the top right of West Point. Well, obviously looking at isometrically. Right beside it, it has this cool gun store that is barricaded off, but once you get a sledgehammer, you get access to it. Has also this nice little store and a bunch of little stores for furniture and your other needs for survival. When you actually go to investigate this area, it has this nice little park nearby and a nice little camping area. It's not too full of zombies, so it's pretty cool as a starter base. Then, once you actually enter inside the actual bar, there could be some zombies, so please be aware of that. However, the bar is stoked to the brim with the most important parts, like bourbon and the most important items in Project Zomboid, obviously booze, and guns, obviously. Don't forget that. That's the only reason that we're playing this game. For the freedom that the real world doesn't give us. Guys, please, I do not condone drunk driving, but I do enjoy it in the game. Upstairs, it has a nice little lounge area for people to live in, and personally, I believe that this upstairs area could be turned into a very cool livable base, whether for multiplayer or single player groups. And personally, I think it would be very cool to settle here. So for the last base area of this video, it is actually located in Louisville. Yeah, I know, not many safe bases are actually located in Louisville, and really for obvious reasons. But this one is different, because the gated communities in Louisville, well, these aren't really the actual gated communities, but they're pretty damn close. These houses are pretty safe in Louisville. Why? Because we don't have many zombies nearby. And here I'll actually show you what they look like. So here it's actually pretty calm. It doesn't have lots of zombies, this neighborhood. And the houses are in a very good area in my opinion. As it's not actually about the base, because many people don't even care about the Project Zomboid base. They really care about the Project Zomboid experience. Which is why these bases would be really perfect for them. Because they're really close to the entirety of Louisville, as well as the mall and all of the hotspot areas for looting purposes. Inside the houses is really standard. It has beds, twin beds, small beds, big beds. Wow, these houses are really into beds. And then some of them have some cool backyards, some nice areas outside, and as you see, they are very central to the entirety of Louisville, having great access to the entire area. But overall, this base is for really people who don't really care about base building itself, but really people who care about the Project Zomboid experience. Which is why this would make it the perfect base for the people who are just looking to slay those zombies every single day.